everyone, a very warm welcome to all of you. I am Sukanya, your English trainer, and we are finally here for the culmination of parts of speech. As I correctly remember, the last time around we had discussed only three parts of speech, but today we are going to kind of sum it up today, right? So I hope you are all geared up for this, and I hope I make it, easier for you and more simplified for you. So whenever you come across any parts of speech related questions, you don't have any queries or confusion. So, yeah, let's get started, I think, right? So, we have already discussed nouns, verbs, pronouns in one of the previous sessions. As I've already told you, we are going to start with adjectives today. Okay, so adjectives is one of the easiest part of speech, by the way. And in very simple terms, I think you must have all studied it in your school that they are known as describing words, right? Now, the thing is, it's divided into two categories. One of them is the describing words, another one is determiners. Because many of you might have already been taught that articles is also a part of adjectives, right? So, determiners actually is the category in which articles fall. Then there are words such as some, few, little, they are also known as determiners, right? And when it comes to describing words, basically describing words का मतलब क्या होता है? It actually gives us a description of something, right? So it can be the color, the texture, the weight, the size, appearance, sometimes even quantity, number. ये सारी ही चीजें हमें कौन बताता है? Describing words. A very simple example of this is the boy was clever. So, as you must have already been aware of this particular fact, and that is an adjective always qualifies or modifies. What? What does it qualify or modify? A noun. So, in this sentence, boy is the noun. और हमें बॉय के बारे में क्या विशेषता पता चल रही है? हमें पता चल रहा है that he is very clever, right? He is very clever or witty. So that's basically the adjective in this case, right? When I say she has some pens left. So in this case, we can clearly see the noun is pens. And हमें quantity के बारे में पता चलता है basically. So some is the quantity, or we can say an adjective in this case, right? Also, one more thing, remember that adjectives have several types. For example, हमने demonstrative adjectives and demonstrative pronouns पढ़ा था. The concept is pretty simple. What you need to be on the lookout for in this case, basically, is that whether a demonstrative word is being followed by a noun. ठीक है? In this particular sentence, you can clearly see that the demonstrative word is this. बहुत ही सिंपल सी कैटेगरी होती है डेमोन्स्ट्रेटिव्स की, दिस दैट दीज दोस. ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे हमें दिख रहा है कि दिस इज द डेमोन्स्ट्रेटिव वर्ड, बट आई कैन नॉट रियली सीम टू फाइंड एनी नाउन राइट नेक्स्ट टू इट. दिस इज अ हेल्पिंग वर्ब, नॉट अ नाउन, right? So I need to change the way this sentence has been phrased. I'll say this car is mine. ठीक है? तो अगर हम यहाँ पे देखें, this is the demonstrative word, and what is it demonstrating? The car. ठीक है? So this is the noun, और ये क्योंकि ये कार की विशेषता बता रहा है तो ये हमारा हो गया demonstrative adjective. In the first case, this is not an adjective but this is a demonstrative pronoun. तो जब हमें बगल में noun ना दिखे, the easiest hint is then it's a pronoun. अगर बगल में noun है तो वो adjective हो जाएगा. ठीक है? The same rule applies for interrogative adjectives, interrogative pronouns as well. Interrogatives का मतलब ये होता है the words which are used to ask questions, right? For example, what, why, where, WH words and how भी होता है उसके अंदर, right? तो ये सारे जो words होते हैं which are used to ask questions are known as the interrogative words. Now, again, we have two cases for this as well. So let's use another color here. Okay. So when I ask you what is your name, it's a pretty simple sentence, right? Pretty direct. But the first thing that you need to do here is identify what is the interrogative word. The interrogative word is what? But can I see a noun right next to it? क्या मुझे बगल में कोई noun दिख रहा है इसके? नहीं दिख रहा है. तो क्या ये interrogative adjective कहला सकता है? Of course not. This is basically our interrogative pronoun. अब मैं एक दूसरा sentence देती हूँ. Just pay attention. Okay. What name did you mention yesterday? Now, in this particular case, you can clearly see the interrogative word is again what? And it's also being followed by a noun. So, जब हमें noun की विशेषता पता चलती है, what is such a word known as? It's known as interrogative adjective. So this is the basic difference between an interrogative adjective and a pronoun, a demonstrative adjective and a pronoun, and generally any other adjectives that you might find hard to hard to figure out. You can easily apply this logic and you will get your answer. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद moving on to the next type, which is adverbs. Now adverbs is pretty simple actually. When I talk about adjectives, we clearly know that adjectives जो होते हैं वो हमें noun की विशेषता बताते हैं. तो एडवर्ब से कोई गेस कर सकता है कि ये किसकी विशेषता बताते होंगे? कैन यू गाइस गेस? ऑफ कोर्स वर्ब्स तो है ही, बट व्हाट इफ आई टेल यू दैट इट नॉट ओनली टॉक्स अबाउट जस्ट वर्ब्स, इट आल्सो टॉक्स अबाउट एन एडजेक्टिव एंड अनदर एडवर्ब. तो हम देख सकते हैं an adverb can be used for describing three things: a verb, an adjective, and another adverb. Now, let me give you a very simple example here, and that is all of these types basically. When I talk about the types of adverbs, remember they are based on the modification or to tell us more about the verb. ये चारों जो types जो अभी मैं mention करूंगी, but we are going to see how it's used to define another adjective or an adverb. ठीक है? So let's first see the types of adverbs. Pretty simple as it goes. And one more thing, a very clear-cut hint is 90% of the times, or even 99% to be honest, adverbs end with ly. अगर तुम लोगों को ऐसे वर्ड्स दिख रहे हैं जो एल वाई से एंड हो रहे हैं, 90% ऑफ द टाइम्स केसेस यही रहेंगे कि वो एडवर्ब ही होगा, और अगर वो वर्ब की विशेषता बता रहे हैं तो डेफिनेटली एडवर्ब ही होगा. ठीक है? सो लेट्स ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ एडवर्ब्स. Primarily, there are four. Yes. The first one tells you about how an activity has happened. Second tells you about when. The third one tells you about where. And the fourth one tells you about how often a particular activity happens. Okay? Let's see some examples here to understand this better. So when I talk about how, let's take an example here. He sings sweetly, as you can clearly see, right? अब यहाँ पे हमें अच्छे से पता है that she is a pronoun. Sings is a verb. और वर्ब की विशेषता कौन बता रहा है? हाउ डज शी सिंग. तो मुझे लगता है तुम सभी को आंसर पता ही होगा. हाउ डज शी सिंग? स्वीटली. ऑल्सो इट एंड्स विद ly, as I have already told you. So what is this? This is adverb of manner. ठीक है? And if I talk about when, So when I say let's meet soon, when should we meet? Can you answer this question? When should we meet? We should meet soon. So, what is telling us the time of this given meeting? It's soon, right? So, this is adverb of time. ठीक है, जो when का आंसर बताए वो time है, जो how का आंसर बताए वो manner है. And when I talk about where, एक चीज और याद रखना. Whenever adverb tells you about time or place of anything, then remember it's always going to be vague. What's the meaning of the word vague? It's always going to be unclear. उसका एक सिंपल सा रीजन है, अगर हमारे पास एग्जैक्ट टाइम हो तो फिर वो it's no longer serving the purpose of being an adverb. It's going to serve the purpose of probably a noun. अगर मैंने किसी जगह का नाम बोल दिया like that I will meet you at the mall, so mall तो एक noun हो गया, फिर adverb कैसे होगा? That's why there is always a sense of, I would say, vagueness attached to adverb of place as well as adverb of time. ठीक है? Then let's see where. So the question for where is we will go there. Now, do you exactly know where exactly these people are planning to go? No. There is again a sense of vagueness. We are unclear or uncertain about it. But हमें एक चीज पता चलती है कि कहाँ जाने वाले हैं वो लोग, there. ठीक है? So where का मतलब है ये जो चीज है वो हमें बता रहा है adverb of place. And when I talk about how often basically tells us about the frequency of an action. For example, when I say, I run daily. So, how often do I run? How often this activity takes place? Daily. So, this tells us about adverb of frequency. As simple as that. Okay, I hope this is clear. And moving forward, now we need to understand how it modifies other adjectives as well as adverbs. तो ये तो हमने सिर्फ verb के हिसाब से देख लिया different types, लेकिन अब हम देखते हैं कि कैसे ये adjective या adverb को भी modify करता है. So let's see three examples, very simple examples, okay? Okay, so here are the three examples. Now, if we look closely, let's try to, separate them on the basis of the part of speech they basically fit into. So when I talk about they, he, and she, all of these are pronouns, right? And if I ask you what are the verbs in these cases, so I hope you understand attacked is the verb in the first case, is the verb, speaks is the verb. So all of these are verbs, right? Then what did I tell you about ly words? तो ly words क्या होते हैं? वो किस तरीके से अटैक किया? How did they attack? How का आंसर कौन देता है? Adverb of manner, right? तो पहला तो हमें समझ में आ गया कि ये वर्ब की विशेषता बता रहा है. नाउ लेट्स सी द सेकंड एग्जांपल. इन दिस सेंटेंस व्हाट इज इंटेलिजेंट? इंटेलिजेंट की पार्ट ऑफ स्पीच क्या है? कोई बता सकता है मुझे? किसी पर्सन की क्वालिटी बता रहा है. तो क्वालिटी कौन बताता है एक पर्सन की? इट्स ऑलवेज एन एडजेक्टिव, राइट? बट am I just describing a person as simply intelligent or very intelligent? तो मैंने क्या उसको सिर्फ इंटेलिजेंट बोला या बहुत इंटेलिजेंट है? आइंस्टाइन इंटेलिजेंट. So obviously I've used a word here which showcases an extraordinary intelligence, right? तो ये कौन सा word है? ये word है very. तो यहाँ पे क्या बता रहा है वो? Intensity या degree. This is basically an adverb of intensity, also known as adverb of degree. ठीक है? When I talk about she speaks quite loudly, I told you about ly words. ly words क्या होते हैं? Who's going to tell me? ly words are adverbs. So what did I tell you about adverbs? They also qualify or modify other adverbs, right? तो क्या वो सिर्फ loudly बात करती है या बहुत loudly बात करती है? Again, there is this particular word which shows us the intensity. So एक adverb दूसरे adverb की भी विशेषता बता सकता है. Like you can see in this case, adverb of degree. I hope this much is clear. So this is basically wrapping up adverbs here, and now moving to the next category. The next category is prepositions. Another very easy category. Now from the word itself, I think it's pretty evident that it tells us about, placement or positioning of a noun or a pronoun with respect to the things around it. Okay, so positioning or placement of a noun, right? Now, prepositions are of three types again. So it tells us about the placement, as I've already told you. It also talks about the time. It also tells us about movement of an object. There are certain prepositions which are common in placement as well as time. For example, in, on, at, जो कि वो placement में भी आ जाएंगे और time में भी आ जाएंगे. For example, when I say he is meeting me at 8 a.m. Okay. Here, the exact time. What is the word that shows you the exact time in this particular sentence? I hope it's pretty clear. At. So यहाँ पे वो बता रहा है time. But वहीं पे ही, if I change this example, let's meet at the airport. Now here I'm talking about a place, right? The destination itself. And here again the preposition is at, but यहाँ पे वो क्या बता रहा है? Place बता रहा है, the placement, right? So ऐसे ही कुछ कुछ prepositions होते हैं जैसे in, on, at जो दोनों में ही आते हैं. I'll meet you on Sunday, यहाँ पे time बता रहे हैं. The book is kept on the table, यहाँ पे placement पता चल रही है. Right? Are you getting the difference? Then there are words such as about, along, behind, among. ये सारे भी prepositions होते हैं. For example, when I talk about movement, you must have studied the differences between in and into, right? बचपन में पढ़ा है कि नहीं in and into? When I say the tea is in the cup, is the tea moving? The cat jumped into the pond. Is there movement involved? Yes. So पहले में कुछ movement हो रहा है नहीं. There is stability in the placement of T. T एक जगह पे stable है. तो यहाँ पे in जो है वो क्या बता रहा है? बस placement. But here we can see the cat is showcasing movement. तो ये है हमारा preposition of movement. For example, the train went through a tunnel. तो यहाँ पे कौन सा वर्ड है जो हमें उसी मूवमेंट के बारे में बता रहा है? इट वेंट थ्रू. Through is the preposition of movement. I hope it's clear. So these are the three types of prepositions, and as briefly as I could take it, I have tried to wrap it up. Then moving on to the next one, which is conjunction. I think बचपन में सभी ने पढ़ा है that joining words are known as conjunctions, right? यस, लेकिन कंजंक्शंस के भी टाइप्स होते हैं. द फर्स्ट टाइप इज coordination conjunction or coordinating conjunctions. The second one is subordinating conjunctions. And the third one is correlative conjunctions. Now, the easiest way to remember coordinating conjunctions is by remembering this acronym. Fanboys, बचपन में पढ़ा है कि नहीं पढ़ा है? तो coordinating conjunctions जो है वो इतने ही है पहली बात तो. And also one more thing, they are used to join two simple sentences. For example, when I say I like tea. My brother likes coffee. So here, if I have to join it, I'll use the conjunction but. I like tea, but my brother loves coffee. Right? तो यहाँ पे दो simple sentences थे, उनको मैंने join किया using coordinating conjunction. When I talk about subordinating conjunction, it's a little complicated. यहाँ पे dependent and independent clauses की बात होती है. So it's used to join one independent clause. Independent clause का मतलब ही होता है एक simple sentence. जो कि which can stand alone, which does not need any help. For example, it has a subject as well as a verb. She sings sweetly. Now, this is basically an independent clause. Okay. Now, when I talk about joining an independent clause with a dependent clause, ये जो मिडिल फोर्स होता है, द फोर्स ऑफ एडहेशन, जो दोनों चीजों को ज्वाइन करता है, यही होता है हमारा सबऑर्डिनेटिंग कंजंक्शन. और डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज जो होता है वो इंडिपेंडेंट पे ऑब्वियसली डिपेंडेंट है. सो आई विल गिव यू अ वेरी सिंपल एग्जांपल हियर. Okay, now this is a question for all of you. Can you guys tell me what is the independent sentence between the two sentences? Although the dish was ruined, we ate at home. कौन सा पार्ट है जो अकेले भी it makes complete sense? Can you guys tell me? Of course, it's the second part. We ate at home. This makes complete sense on its own. This is our independent clause. तो फिर ये क्या हुआ? ये किस पे डिपेंडेंट है? इस पे. क्योंकि if I say although the dish was ruined, पर उसके बाद क्या हुआ? कहानी पूरी तो समझ में आई नहीं. So this is basically a dependent clause. ये किस पे डिपेंडेंट था? इस वाले सेंटेंस पे डिपेंडेंट था, राइट? और यहाँ पे कंजंक्शन कौन था जिसने इन दोनों को जोड़ा? It was although. So समझ में आया एक independent और dependent clause को who is going to be the joining force between the two? It's going to be a subordinating conjunction. So words such as although, though, therefore, ये सारे words जो होते हैं वो हमारे subordinating conjunctions की category में आते हैं. And when I talk about correlative conjunctions, they are the easiest ones. Why they are easy? Because यहाँ पे simply you need to remember one thing and that is they occur in pairs. तो तुम लोगों ने देखा होगा examples such as neither nor, either or, not only but also. तो ये सारे कौन से conjunctions हो गए? Correlative conjunctions. Okay, so just a second. I hope you can see my screen. I hope it's clear. Now, moving to the last category of parts of speech, and that is going to be the easiest one of them all, interjections. Now, this is something which is very easy to locate in a sentence because it's usually followed by an exclamation mark. Exclamation point हमने बचपन में पढ़ा था, right? And interjections are used to express emotions such as happiness, such as joy, sadness, anger, surprise, hurt. तो बचपन में हम लोगों ने एक एक्सरसाइज की थी जिसमें द टीचर्स यूज्ड टू यूज वर्ड्स सच एज ब्रावो और हुर्रे. याद है? ब्रावो, गुड गेम. Then there is, let's use another color. Wow, lovely car. Ouch, my leg hurts. तो यहाँ पे कौन से ऐसे वर्ड्स हैं which are showcasing emotions? I hope it's pretty evident. Bravo, wow, ouch, shh, somebody is coming. So इसमें कौन सा interjection हुआ? Shh. Similarly, alas, the car broke down in the middle. So alas is the word which shows interjections or which shows emotions, expresses emotions, and it's the easiest one to remember, right? So that's pretty much it from my side. I hope your doubts, confusions related to parts of speech is crystal clear. If there are any, suggestions, or if you want a detailed summary of anything, we can take it up individually as well. So let me know in the chat box. And thank you so much. Bye bye. Have a good day.